is APBA Offshore Boat Racing. What's not to love about a city that loves rock and roll and loves racing?
We rule the sea.
Bumpy and crazy.
Kind of like, NASCAR in the water.
You probably get the breath knocked out of you.
It's the 2002 APBA Offshore Pro Series presented by Mercury, where the racing never stops. The Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix. Welcome, it's Cleveland, Ohio. This is the 5th stop on the APBA Offshore Pro Series. It is the second day of racing with the Super Cats and the Super Vs. I'm Dick Crippen along with Martin Sanborn, my colleague, and a guy who's been in the cockpit of these offshore boats to win world championships. And Martin had a little controversy in Savannah that involved the Super Cats, and it may play out on this course today.
I think you can absolutely count on it playing out today. There is a definite rivalry going on between Drambuie on Ice and the Tommy Bahama team. In Savannah, we had Tommy Bahama slicing behind, running through the rooster tail, trying to dive on the inside, but we had an accident on a race course with American racing wheels going upside down. Those guys went through that caution area a little bit hot, and some penalties were assessed that weren't very popular.
Well, we're going to hear from the competitors. To do that, we're going to go down to the pits and Jamie Little. Jamie?
I'm with Mike Tomlinson. He is the chief referee for APBA Offshore Racing. You're the man. You make the calls out here. We have to talk about Savannah, the big controversy that happened there with the caution flag. Tell us exactly what the rule is under a caution flag.
Okay, at Savannah there were two rules that were breached. First was the caution flag, in which our rule is continue racing with caution, which is a little bit of an oxymoron, but it simply means that when you see a yellow flag, you start looking for a circumstance. In this case, it was an accident that was very prevalent at turn number 6. I had two boats that continued racing very hard through that accident. They were sponsored walking, they were all over the course. It was obvious they were not using caution, so a penalty was applied. The second rule, we had an infraction that two boats bumped coming out of that turn. The boat that did the bumping was also penalized for that infraction. So the rules state that whenever you're passing another boat, you must make a safe pass, and it's the responsibility of that boat to make a safe pass, which they didn't. When you hit another boat, it's not a safe pass.
Now we saw on the footage there was a caution flag. It came out, you slowed down, Drambuie on ice, Tommy Bahama went right on past you. You were in the lead.
Yeah, we had a good 10-second lead on everybody, and we came up on the last turn, which was turn 6, going into the rocks. We seen the boat upside down. We seen the guy with the double yellow. We were told at the drivers' meeting that when you have a double yellow, you got to slow down with caution. We did slow down, and that cost us the race.
Let's go back to the Savannah race. All kinds of things happened there. It was a great run for you guys, but very disappointing at the same time. Tell us about that.
Well, it ended up on a high note because we ended up being penalized into a win. It was described to me as the best offshore race ever. We were running 2 feet apart from one another, flying through the air, bumping a little bit every now and then, which you're really not supposed to do with these big, heavy boats. And it was 100 degrees and very high humidity, and the adrenaline was flowing. It was just a great, great race. Unfortunately, afterwards, there were some penalties, and although we don't like to win a race by backing into it, that's what happened. And it's so competitive, we'll take the win any way we can get it.
You had an unbelievable battle with Tommy Bahama. What went down? What was going through yours and Hugh's mind?
Well, Savannah was a rough race. We had the other boat there. It was a good race. We felt we won that one fair and square. They felt a little bit different on how we came through a corner one part of the race. It ended up us with a penalty, knocked us back to 4th. So we're disappointed in that. We clearly won that race. We worked very hard to win that race. It was a tough battle. Tommy Bahama was fast. The other boats were all good. And it was probably one of the hardest races to win this year for us and last year. It was a hard-fought victory, and to have them take it away like that was really disappointing.
Do you think it was fair to give Drambuie on ice the penalty and take the win away from them?
It's not for me to say. The Drambuie guys are great. They're good friends of ours. They've proven themselves to be the best team. There's no question. We'd like to think we're the best team. We're pretty good, but they're the best team. And it's not for me to say. The officials make the calls. You know, the officials are calm and cool and collected, and our adrenaline is flowing. Sometimes we do some things that, on second thought, maybe we shouldn't have done. So maybe they did that. I don't know.
Were you happy with the outcome, with the penalties that were served on Drambuie on ice?
I think it could have been a little bit stiffer. Sometimes the best way to get to people is by making it so that they're not happy with what they got. 3 minute was a penalty call by Michael Allwise. Do I think it could have been a little better? Yeah, I do. But I guess I'm pretty happy with what happened. At least they did something.
Well, it's a brand new day. It's Cleveland, Ohio, and coming up, we'll have Super V and Super V lights out on the race course, where the race never stops. It's Cleveland, Ohio, the Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix. Dick Crippen along with Martin Sandborn. We're ready for Super V racing. Let's go down to the pits and talk to some of the teams.
APBA is truly an international sport. Such is the story with these guys all the way here from France, the Rodriguez group. Serge, what got you guys into the APBA?
Oh, we started APBA this season with a new boat and a new class. So we are here for all the season. We're racing all the championship. That means that we're flying a lot. We fly over there for every race. And tonight we'll be back home.
How'd you guys find out about it?
Oh, it's great. Everything is just the best. I mean, the organization, the people, everything is just the best. We are very happy and very proud to race in the States.
Tell us about your boat, the class that you race.
Okay, we race a brand new 36 cigarettes. It's a Super V Light Twin. It's a new class which is coming this year on the tour. We are powered by Vortech GM engine, which is also a partner. And it's a nice and a great class. I think it will grow a lot for next year, and we're very excited about it.
Well, we're happy to have you. Thanks for coming out. Best of luck today.
Thank you very much.
First race of the day is Super V. These are twin V-bottoms with 510 cubic inch big block engines, up to 40 foot in length. They all have to weigh 9,500 pounds, and this is the boat to beat the current points leader, Nick Carter Racing. Now in Super V Light, the Super V Light is the small brother of the Super Vs with sealed HP3 8100 GM Vortech engines, canopy configurations, mandatory weights, up to 40 feet in length. This is your current points leader, Pier 57 Stainless Marine. The Cleveland race course is 9.3 miles in length. It is a counterclockwise race course, very challenging for the racers. We race inside the breakwater, the entire length of the break wall, make almost a U-turn to run on the outside of the break wall in open ocean, as it were, on Lake Erie. A slight right-hand turn for a setup into the harbor to transition back from the rough water to the smooth.
And that's the key, the changes in water condition, and that's what's on the mind as the Super Vs come out on the course and get ready to go. You've got Pier 57, Hutch Quality Foods, Rodriguez Group, Lucas Oil International Offshore, and the Phoenix Racing Team. And there you see Super Vs led by the Nick Carter Racing Team. 447 points in the National High Points race. These two classes coming down together, and we emphasize again, two classes, but a great lineup as they get ready to start. They are under the yellow flag at this point. They are waiting for the green, and there it is. The green flag has flown. Nick Carter Racing, the blue boat in the center of your screen, has gotten a great start. Look at Media Master right next to the camera trying to catch up on him, but Nick Carter Racing has broken out in front.
Very fast boat. Steve Oropeza, Lee Murray, they really have that boat dialed in. But Media Master coming right up on their hip. They are going to be on the inside when they come to the end of the break wall.
And that's where they want to be if they want to run a lesser course. Nick Carter Racing will get the advantage of holding up its speed. And right now they like that because the water is so smooth. However, they don't know for sure what they're going to expect outside the break wall. Media Master is challenging on the inside, but Nick Carter Racing leading the boats as they go down the front straightaway. Matt Beck and Greg Quirk are aboard Media Master right now in second place.
Here you see him setting up for the left-hand turn, and right on the outside of them, Hutch Quality Foods. That is a Super V Light Twin. Mitch Miller and Matt Rice in first place right now in Super V Light Twin.
This is that sharp, almost U-turn that you talked about. Lee Murray and Steve Oropesa got through it beautifully in Nick Carter Racing. The other two boats were side by side coming through. But you know what's amazing is that Super V Light twin Utz Quality Foods Castaway staying right up there with Media Master.
Well, that Utz Quality Foods boat, very fast, set the world speed record in Savannah. There you see them right there. They set the speed record at 106 miles an hour with 2 stock HP3 8100 series Vortech motors. That's outstanding. They're running side by side with a Super V Media Master.
Boy, and that's a good race to watch out there, too. These guys get in there and they forget about class differences. There is no class difference as far as they're concerned. If there's a boat beside them, that's the boat they're going to run.
Well, your ego takes over and adrenaline fills in, too. You just have to run when there's a guy next to you. But here's the leader right now. Everybody's looking at his transom. Nick Carter Racing, Steve Oropesa, Lee Murray. First ones across the start-finish line to end up lap 1.
And that's a team out of the Key West, Florida area. Of course, Nick Carter making his home now in Marathon, Florida. Lee Murray and Steve Oropesa, both out of Key West. Marathon now hosting a race. One of the reasons is that race team. Look at this battle. Even though we've got two classes running here, you still have a tremendous battle, and nobody's letting up on the other one.
Not at all. You see the Media Master boat has the inside line right there. These guys are not racing for position, per se. They aren't racing heads up against each other. But again, when you're alongside another boat, you're going to run as hard as you can. And here is our leader in Super V Light Twin, Utz Quality Foods, Mitch Miller, Matt Rice, running very well in their Utz Quality Foods Castaway boat.
And they might notice some of the people that look close on that canopy of the Utz Quality Foods boat right there on your screen. If you look, you'll see some writing above that canopy, and it's actually the signature of one Rusty Wallace. And we must tell people that is the Rusty Wallace.
Yes, it is. He's associated with that team. And here's our team from France, the Rodriguez Group.
These guys coming in all the way from France, finding a lot of fun racing on the APBA circuit in America this year. They have been to almost all the races, and they have made a good showing. The boat has gotten better and better. I think it's gotten more accustomed to the American air.
That must be it. But that boat was a beautiful running boat, a 36-foot cigarette. But right now, it is trying to chase down the 38 fountain of Utz Quality Foods.
We mentioned before the Utz boat has Rusty Wallace's signature on it. He is involved in the sponsorship of that boat. But inside the boat, Mitch Miller is the guy that actually makes those little die-cast cars that they sell on the various shopping networks and such on television of the NASCARs, the replicas.
Absolutely. Well, that's one of the things. Mitch has been around racing for a long time. I was involved with him when he first made the decision to get into a race boat, and he's had fun ever since.
There's the Rodriguez group from France as they take the turn now. It looks like they're just kind of lolling through the turn. They're kind of sitting back in a position. They've got a position in hold. Now they just kind of wait for the attrition to take hold, and then if they can find more speed, all the better.
You know, the great thing about this class with those HP3 8100 series GM Vortech motors, there is no attrition right now. And here comes the third place boat, but they're leading in points overall. Pier 57 Stainless Marine, Bill McComb, Rick Trammell, these guys very tough to beat in that boat, but they're currently running in third place.
Well, they are tough to beat in that boat, and they are definitely a team to watch out for. They're very experienced. They've been around the circuit several times. They've been around boat racing a long time, and Rick Trammell, a very, very determined man when he gets in that boat. The Utz Quality Foods boat is leading, followed by Rodriguez Group, then Pier 57. The Lucas Oil boat has had some problems again. Nigel Hook not happy there, I'm sure. Lee Murray and Steve Oropesa aboard the Nick Carter Racing Team boat. They are the leaders in Super V.
You know, and that is Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys, folks. So what a great place for them to be racing, but in the shadow of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here in Cleveland.
Well, certainly Nick Carter, who's now launching out on a solo career, has seen this boat run several times. He's tried to attend as many races as he possibly can. He has threatened to get in the boat, although I think his recording contract probably would prohibit that.
I'm sure they would frown on that to a certain extent, but I know he's excited about it. He did get a chance to run his boat in Savannah and had a great time. Here comes second place right now in Super V. That is Matt Beck and Greg Quirk in the Media Master, number 95.
And they have shaken loose Utz Quality Foods, who, as we said before, was running in a different class. It matters little. They're getting a good run in Media Master. They'll try to hold that position and just see if they can close it down a little bit. Nick Carter Racing has got the lead at this point. The Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix in Cleveland, Ohio. Dick Griffin and Martin Sanborn, and we're looking headlong at Matt Rice and Mitch Miller in the Utz Quality Foods Castaway boats. It is bad news for them.
Oh, that is a really tough break. You know, you look at the reliability of the class, and to have a break, that is really unfortunate, because now the new leader is the Rodriguez group. That's good for them, bad for Utz Quality Foods. We'll have to find out what happened with Utz Quality Foods. Don't know what happened. Some kind of a mechanical failure along the way. Always a tough break, but that's why they call it Offshore Powerboat Racing. And here's our new second place boat, Pier 57 Stainless Marine, Bill McComb, Rick Trammell, now in second place in Pier 57.
And they hate to take it over that way. They'd like to beat the competition, but when the competition's is sitting sidelines, what can you do? Here's Jamie.
Tough break for the Utz Food Castaway boat. They were in the lead 3.5 laps. Nobody was even near them. Something happened out there. I'm going to have to get a word with them, and I'll be right back.
Let's take a look at a replay and see if we can see from on board what happened, Martin.
Oh, you're watching, looking aft. Oh, there's a piece flying right off the back of the boat. Racing in Lake Erie, it could very well have been that they hit something. It could have been a propeller blade that they threw off. You just won't know.
Mitch, we saw you guys in the lead, then we saw you guys checking your engines. What in the world happened?
We had a 35-second lead. We were actually taking it a little easy on the last 2 laps and broke an outdrive. And really it cost us, because Rick Trammell in the Pier 57 boats in the points lead, this would have been our race. So we're really disappointed. You know, it's one of those things. I guess that's racing.
Well, there's the checkered flag up for the class right now, and we'll see Rodriguez Group was the one that actually benefited the most by taking the lead in that class. The Pier 57 will come in second on it, but as we look at the Rodriguez Group, all the way from France, and I believe this is their first win on the APBA circuit this year.
Congratulations to the Rodriguez Group and their beautiful 36-foot cigarette, your winner in Super V Light Twin.
So they take first place all the way from France. And in second place, we look back in the pack a little bit, and there's the Pier 57. And it's coming in second place. They'll be happy with that because of the point standings. Nick Carter Racing, no question about what this team did today. They took it right from the green flag, and they take it to the checkered non-stop. And here's Media Master coming in second place. Good racing, and it's completed. Let's go down to the pits and Jamie.
Team Rodriguez, very happy today. We talked to you guys before the race. You said we're so happy to be in America racing. You're going home to France tonight.
Yeah.
Tell us about your race today.
The race today was very calm race, very flat water, which we don't like at all. This is a rough water boat. But anyway, it was good. We've been lucky. It's broke down a drive. It helped us a lot.
When did you guys find out that Utz actually pulled out and that you guys were the leaders?
Our crew chief on the radio told us that Utz was out, so we have just to take care about Pier 57, which was on back, and just go hard on 2 laps and then just control the race.
Now what, you guys jump on the plane, celebrate on your way home?
Exactly. We got a 7 o'clock flight back to Europe, so we'll celebrate and we'll be back to work tomorrow and back here in 2 weeks.
Wow, fun today, taking home the win, the checkered flag, back to normal work, normal life tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. That's the way of life. And one thing I would like to thank Vortech to support us with the engines. And I would like to thank also Intense Marine, which is our chief, and the guy which is taking care of us. I want to thank all of us.
Great.
Thank you very much.
And I would like to add, if you want to come back with us in Europe, I'll find a seat for you in the Air France flight.
All right, I'll have to think about that.
Okay, think about
it.
While you think about it, move on down. There's Nick Carter Racing. They have won for the 4th time this year.
Nick Carter Racing taking home their 4th win today. You guys got out in front off the line and never looked back. Tell us about your run.
Oh, it was fantastic. Some smooth water on the inside of the brake wall gave us a chance to really fly the boat nice, and it ran nice. And Murphy made some exceptional power, a lot of power, stayed consistent all the way through the race, and eventually just kept on building a little bit more time after every lap, and then we kind of backed off a little bit towards the end, but it was a nice race. It wasn't too bumpy on the outside, and it felt good. It's fun being here in Cleveland. Cleveland's a great town, and we enjoy it.
Lee, I have to ask you, you guys were doing something a lot of the boats weren't doing today. You were taking the corners wide, never letting off the throttle. Was that all part of your whole strategy?
Well, I was hoping to maybe see if we can set a lap speed or a race speed record. So one reason why we stayed wide. Here on the inside, we wanted to get close to the fans and give them some excitement. You know, they're what brings us all out here together, so it's good to do that for them. And the boat ran really good today. Mercury Power is exceptional. There's nothing I could say about them, but they're the best.
Riding on the pace boat today, a special guest, a parliamentary secretary from the Bahamas, here in preparation for the National Championships in Freeport.
I'm with Agatha Massell from the Bahamas. Agatha, what are you doing out here at the races?
Well, actually, we're here sort of on official business. We came in to view this race because the APBA, they're coming down to Freeport, Grand Bahama, October 16th through 21st, and we're looking forward to having them and to hosting them in another boat race there.
Now, you just came off the pace boat. Tell us about it.
Yes, it was exhilarating. That's the best word I can find to describe. At one point, we went at like 130 miles an hour, and it's a wonderful thing. And what it actually did was give me a feel for what we need to do to make them as comfortable as possible and to make everything go well for them when they come down.
And what'd you tell all the drivers today about the water?
Hey, they're blue and they can see where they're going.
A lot different than Lake Erie. Everybody's looking forward to coming to the Bahamas.
Yes, and we invite everybody to come down. It's going to be a grand time. Boat show, casinos, golf, good time in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Great. Thank you so much for coming out here.
You're welcome.
Coming up, we have Supercat and Supercat Lights getting ready on the course in Cleveland, Ohio. Stay with the APBA 2002 Offshore Pro Series is presented by Mercury Racing, where the race never stops. Well, the Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix has drawn a fine crowd. They're waiting for the Supercats and Supercat Lights. The girls of Hooters are on hand selling refreshments today. Last night, Donzi Marine sponsored a bikini contest at Hooters in the Flats here in Cleveland, Ohio. Martin was there, as well as a number of race teams who served as judges.
APBA rocks!
It's time for the Vortech Wake Zone. Jamie's standing by with two representatives from GM Vortech.
I'm hanging out here in the pits with the men of Vortech. This right here is Steve Hayner, and this man right here is Mark Skrychek. Now, let me talk to you first. What exactly do you do here at Vortech?
Basically, I'm in charge of promoting Vortech on site here at the APBA races. And basically the message that we're trying to prove is that we're taking our Vortech stock truck engines and putting them in a marine racing environment, racing them with 9 teams in the Super V Light division of APBA. They're known as the Vortech Power Team.
And what we're doing here and what we've created is by bringing in the best of the best, and we've taken that group and put it in a separate class where they get the opportunity to go take those engines and do what everybody does in a truck sometimes on an occasion where they drive uphill. They get to do it constantly. It's what boating is all about. It's the constant load of an engine, and this is the ultimate stress for a marine environment. So we're proving and validating our engineering designs in the real world so that, like Steve said, under the hatch, under the hood, but we can do that with a confidence that when it's under the hatch, it's just as good as it's going to be under the hood. I may be surrounded by trucks, and they have a great future with the Vortech product, but in the marine environment, we stress it about 9 times as much, 9 times as hard, and we think that's the way to do a good, solid engineering program and make sure that the product is what it's supposed to be.
Well, the fans are getting ready for the Supercats who are taking to the course. We'll be back with more racing in a moment. Stay with us as we come to you with the Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix from Cleveland, Ohio. Cat and Supercat Light Racing. Let's go to the pit and find out the strategy, what they're thinking.
I'm here with Mark from Team Tommy Bahama. Lots to talk about with you guys. First off, we're in Cleveland. Water's flat. Rumor has it you guys do really well in the flat water.
Well, we used to. I don't know. You know, we've been running pretty well in the rough water lately. But we're going to give it everything we got today. We set a kilo record the other day. You do that in flat water, so we got some speed, but we also have this big weight penalty, 300-pound weight penalty, and lots of fuel on board, so it's going to be hard to go fast, at least early in the race.
Well, we brought a new boat to Cleveland. We were fortunate to win this race last year. It was pretty bumpy on the outside. Looks like it's laid down today. I think we got a good boat for the day, and we're looking forward to a good run. Should run well.
Well, it's not the water that we choose to race in, but good Lord gave us this water. That's what we're going to run in.
Now, I was talking to you earlier. You said Tommy Bahama, they run great on flat water. What's it going to take to beat them today?
It's going to take a lot of driving. Hopefully you'll get a little bit of wind kick up. Maybe the outside leg will get a little stiffer, a little harder, a little rougher. And, you know, the race is going to be on the inside. 4 miles straightaway, you're going to see some good speeds here.
Do you like the course? You guys have 5 turns. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a real nice course. It's a spectator-friendly course, which is good. I mean, we're here for the show, and that's what they're here to see, and that's what we're going to give them.
And speaking of show, take a look out on the course right now as the Super Cats are milling underneath the yellow flag. They are waiting for the go. There you see Tommy Bahama as they get ready. Let's talk about this class, Martin.
Super Cat are up to 42-foot in length catamarans, all 510 cubic inch engines with spec cylinder heads, 9,500-pound boats. Here's the boat to beat, Drambuie on Ice, your current points leader and the current national and world champion.
As they come down to the start, they are lining up, and it looks like a good lineup. Cat Can Do, the number 19. There you see the number 94, Team Virgin. Here is your lineup. Drambuie on Ice is leader in the points, followed by WHM Motorsports and Tommy Bahama. There is plenty of competition in this field today. It is literally one of those fields where in this kind of water, just about any of the boats can win. They are coming down, lined up, looking for the green flag to fly. They are just about to get it now. The countdown is coming in. It looks like they're going to be in a perfect attitude for start. There they are, lining up just a little bit closer. You can see the nose just right across that line. The pace boat is watching.
Back up, go. It's green. Green flag.
Green flag, and you were aboard with the Nemshoffs, father and son, Paul and Mark, as they got the word in the Tommy Bahama. So we are off and running, and right off the bat, Cat Can Do is trying to set a little bit of a pace, but he better look to his left, because here comes Hugh Fuller and Johnny Tomlinson in the Drambuie on Ice, and there's the shot off the front end. You can see it is clear water ahead.
What a tremendous start for these guys, but as you saw to the outside, you had a boat way off by the shoreline, running very well, making a fantastic start. Art Lilly, David Woods making a return in Pier 57. They made a great start at the beginning also, heading towards turn 1.
This is great racing, and they are bunched up as they all head down to turn number 1. They all would like to get inside.
Where's Drambuie? Just us and Drambuie. Move to the left. Turn a little bit on the right.
That's on board the Tommy Bahama boat as they see the Drambuie leading the way down into the turn.
There you heard him talking it off to the right. That was Art Lilly and David Woods. So those are the three boats running 3 abreast right now. Drambuie on Ice, Tommy Bahama, and Pier 57.
We're pulling them.
Tommy Bahama, you heard the voices of Mark and Paul Nemshoff. Now you see them off to the right at the bow of the Drambuie on Ice, driven by Hugh Fuller and throttled by John Tomlinson. So Tommy Bahama has taken the lead in the Super Cats. Drambuie on Ice is now in second place.
Here we just saw John Tomlinson and Hugh Fuller move to the outside, and that looks like Team Virgin right there coming up into third place. Here we have Team Virgin coming right up alongside the Drambuie on Ice team as they make the left-hand turn out of the harbor.
So Drambuie on Ice will have the advantage as he cuts right tight on the buoy. You could see it there. He's going to stay inside the wake of Tommy Bahama, and he's got to be careful because he almost had that ball lined up right on the center of the boat. He managed to get off to the side of it and come out clean, and he's still in a challenged position. Tommy Bahama is your current leader in the Super Cats. Paul, the son, Mark, the dad. Dad is on the throttles. Paul, the son, is driving.
You know, they've done a tremendous job getting this boat dialed in. That boat runs a shaft drive system. It's the only boat in the fleet, aside from the Pier 57 boat, that has that type of a system, as opposed to all the other boats that run a number 6 Speedmaster. That is what the 300-pound penalty that Mark Nemshoff was referring to earlier.
Well, look at this battle for second place. It is Team Virgin, and it is Drambuie on Ice. How is this one going to work out? Stay with us. Second start is the Super Cat Light.
Super Cat Light features spec-sealed HP 500 Mercruiser engines bolted to Bravo-based outdrives and catamarans up to 36 feet in length. This is your current points leader in the APBA Pro Series, in motion with Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton.
And there you see the number 11 right in the middle of the pack as they come down for the start. They are lining those boats up side by side. How sweet it is. Is the boat all the way to the inside?
Go.
Green flag.
And there's your start. Super Cat Light are underway. Good lineup. As they came down, though, it looks like it's going to be in motion. The number 11 boat Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton. And there you can see how sweet it is closest to you on the screen, trying to catch them. But boy, I'll tell you, once In Motion gets out in front, they are tough to catch.
You know, Fastboat.com's running very well also. That's Randy Swears and Larry Goldman in their brand new Motion. They are currently sitting in second place right now, but In Motion looking beautiful as they make their way towards turn 1.
Let's go on board the In Motion boat. Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton. Joey out of Sarasota, Florida. Jerry is out of California.
He's right here on me, so all right. Stay to the right of that red buoy. I got you, I got you, I got you.
There you can hear the conversation in the 7-Eleven Dirty Duck boat. Slug Hefner, you gotta love that because he slugs it out.
I hope he doesn't cut our ass off is all I can say. We're starting to gain on him.
Now we're on board In Motion. How quiet it is aboard that boat when you're out in front. Not much conversation, but they are going to be challenged.
Sweep it, Joey. It's a tight turn.
Here we go.
There you see the In Motion ahead of the Dirty Duck right now.
Looking on around.
In the crosshairs.
Keep coming around.
And there's your field behind the Dirty Duck. Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton again setting that boat up perfectly. And here's your leader in Super Cat, the Tommy Bahama. Mark and Paul Nemshoff having a good ride out there. There you see second place off to the right of your screen. That's Drambuie on Ice, the white boat, now riding just barely in third place. Just barely ahead of him in second is the Team Virgin boat, literally out of St. Croix in the Virgin Islands.
You know, the great thing going on here is you have 3 MTI boats, all first, second, and third place. Randy Sissom has got to be thrilled with the performance of his boats.
And we might explain MTI is the boat that is literally built for this Super Cat class.
That's correct. These boats were built specifically as a boat for Super Cat. In fact, the very first boat built for Super Cat was the Tommy Bahama boat.
Martin, we talk a lot about speed. Obviously, these are the boats that develop the most speed of all the boats we run in the APBA Offshore. What are we talking about in the waters today?
These guys are going to be able to run upwards of 130 miles an hour in these water conditions. Very flat. You can see the boats aren't getting any kind of air at all. The rooster tails are very consistent, so you can tell the boat's not leaving the water. These guys basically have the throttles down the whole time. It's going to be a matter of who can turn, and the advantage of turning is going to go to this boat right here. The shaft drive has a little bit of an advantage in the way that it transfers horsepower to the water and turns with a rudder instead of turning the outdrive, and Tommy Bahama does a very good job of running that boat. But here comes your second place boat now, Drambuie on Ice, getting ahead of Team Virgin.
So Drambuie on Ice with Hugh Fuller and Johnny Tomlinson now taking over second place. This is your leader again. We'll get a little bit of an idea of the distance. It seems like Drambuie on Ice has closed down Tommy Bahama just a bit. Meanwhile, he has left Team Virgin. He has opened up a margin between second and third place. Tommy Bahama doing a great job. Mark and Paul Nemshoff aboard that boat, followed by Drambuie on Ice. The crowd's enjoying Super Cat racing. We'll have more of that when we come back to Cleveland in a moment. Racing, where the race never stops. We're in Cleveland, Ohio for the Cleveland Offshore Grand Prix, and you're looking at In Motion, leader in the Super Cat Light with Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton. You can see the distance between first and second place as Dirty Duck is now riding in second.
Here we have the battle in Super Cat. We have MTIs running first, second, and third. Here we have a skater in front being chased down by the MTI. This boat has been very tough to beat since these two guys got in it. Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton do a phenomenal job running this boat. But Slug Hefner really coming alive this race. He's set a kilo record. Everybody kind of said he runs really good in a straight line. Boy, he is tough on a race course right now. The boat running very well. And here comes Larry Goldman and Randy Swears and Fastboat.com, followed immediately by How Sweet It Is in the Eliminator.
And right behind them is Zip Express coming through the turn.
Something's wrong.
Uh-oh. They've got a problem on the boat. Zip Express is slowing down right in front of the grandstand area.
Oh, that is a tough break for those guys. We were really looking forward to them running. They've been out testing all week long. making a return back out here to APBA Offshore Racing and having a mechanical problem. So that's tough. That puts Zip Express with Neil Wobie and Dan Francis on the sidelines for the rest of the race. But here's our leader, Jerry Sorrentino and Joey Groton in motion.
A little smoother next go around. I want to pull some time on that duck. As soon as he starts lightening up on fuel, man, he's going to run us down in this flat.
So they are already preparing for a run by Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman.
You okay on your inside? Yep. All right, going around.
They are very, very confident, very calm inside the Dirty Duck boat, as you can see.
Right, here we go.
I'm going, baby, I'm going. What the f*** happened?
Uh-oh, they look like they had a problem. They lost the rooster tail.
Yes, maybe. Go, 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 go. Turn it around, turn it around. I got it. I just don't know where I'm going now. I'll just keep going this way.
Just keep it going on the race course and try to get by him, and they have done that. They've taken over the lead. So Slug Hefner and Alvin Heathman have gotten the lead over In Motion again. In Motion again, the number 11 boat experiencing mechanical problems.
Boy, that is a tough break for In Motion.
With Martin Sanborn, Mark Nemshoff and Paul Nemshoff, father and son, doing the job. First place in the Super Cats, followed by John Tomlinson and Hugh Fuller aboard Drambuie on Ice. They in turn are followed by the Team Virgin. And Team Virgin is having one of the best runs we've seen so far this season.
You know, we haven't seen these guys run since Marathon, and they've come out with a vengeance here in Cleveland, running that boat very well, currently sitting in third place.
WHM Motorsports, Billy Moff and Joey Impressia, they are trying to just hang in there. Now, this is a heavier boat. This boat generally likes a lot rougher water than we're seeing here.
Here we have Drambuie on Ice, owned by Montano Hartman Motorsports. Gary Montano here at the race, cheering on his team. Hugh Fuller and John Tomlinson, US 1. That means they are the current national champions in Super Cat.
And they have switched over to the MTI boat, which means they have got to run that boat the rest of the season. Meanwhile, another group very, very happy with their MTI boat, Team Virgin.
Team Virgin's running down John Tomlinson and Hugh Fuller. He's making up distance on him every time. Looks like he might have an opportunity to dive to the inside on the turn.
Well, you know, he was actually leading Drambuie on Ice at the very start of the race, and then Drambuie on Ice found some speed and overtook him. But look what's happening here. As they go into the turn now, Team Virgin will be a little bit of a disadvantage as far as the distance. There you can see off the back end of Drambuie on Ice, he's fallen back just a little bit. That was costly because he had to stay to the outside. Hugh Fuller can command that boat through the turns, very much like Tommy Bahama does.
Here you see right off to the left of your screen, that rooster tail is Team Virgin. They are side by side again right now with Drambuie on Ice, the Montano Hartman Motorsports team of John Tomlinson and Hugh Fuller.
Now we must point out Drambuie on Ice has a boat that this is the first time they've run it this season. Now you can see Team Virgin has got it together and they are trying to take second place away. Team Virgin is really on the fly.
Anytime you can drive by this team, you have accomplished something. Trace Martin and Todd Klin were doing a wonderful job. Look at how beautifully that boat is hung out. They have now got a full boat length lead on the US 1 Drambuie on Ice team.
Meanwhile, neither of those boats is worrying about anything, first place or anything else. They are racing each other for position right at the moment. Hugh Fuller wants to try to at least get up in a second. Meanwhile, Todd Klingworth and Trace Martin want to hold on a second. Don't forget, Drambuie on Ice is in the middle of a points race. That's what's important about their position. They're both coming up on Dirty Duck, and Dirty Duck will get passed on either side, inside and out. Wow, this is some great competition. Drambuie on Ice still trying to hold to the inside of the course. They know that the checkered flag is going to be flying, and there it is. It's out for Tommy Bahama. It looks like the father and son team of Mark and Paul Nemshoff. They may be hearing those little weird noises engines make at about this point in the race, but right now the boat looks like it's operating flawlessly. They are homeward bound for the checkered flag. Mark and Paul Nemshoff have got another trophy that they're going to be putting up on their wall. The Tommy Bahama took it early off the start line. They held onto it. It cornered beautifully. They got the advantage over Drambuie on Ice, and Team Virgin managed to hold onto it to take the win. So congratulations to the Tommy Bahama team.
Boy, and absolutely congratulations are in order for the whole team. It takes an entire team to keep that boat running, and all those guys do a wonderful job. Here comes the second place boat, Team Virgin. Todd Clenworth and Trace Martin taking second place, earning a tough battle here in Cleveland. Running ahead of this boat, Drambuie on Ice, the Montana Hartman Motorsports team of John Tomlinson and Hugh Fuller.
They did a tremendous job out there. This is the first time they've had this boat in the water this year. They did race it once before, but now that they have committed to this boat, this is the boat that will race the rest of the circuit. So they take a third place. Meanwhile, we turn back to the course for fourth place. That is WHM Motorsports. Joey Imprescia on the throttles, Billy Moff on the steering wheel, both of them out of the New York area, and they'll be happy with that win. Meanwhile, Dirty Duck coming in first place in class, the Super Cat Lights. They've got to be awfully happy. Alan Heathman and Slug Hefner take a win here in Cleveland, Ohio. There's your finish in the Super Cats with Tommy Bahama on top, followed by Team Virgin and Drambuie on Ice. And the finish in the Super Cat Lights. Will be back to talk to the winners in a moment. Down to the pits and talk to the winners.
Team Tommy Bahama taking home their second checkered flag, second in a row this season. Congratulations, you guys. You got out in front right away and never looked back.
Well, this was a true team victory. This was for the team. It's for Tommy Bahama. We all busted our behinds, I'll tell you, and I can't say enough about this win. It's just phenomenal.
You know, I was talking to your dad before the race. He said, you know, we're going to see what we can do on the flat water, but all the other boats, all the other teams said you guys are going to be the boat to beat today, and sure enough, that's what happened.
Well, it's a big compliment that they all say that. We actually were pretty worried yesterday. Our guys put in a very late night. We were way off the pace, and it paid off. The boat ran is better than it ever has. I'm ecstatic about this. It's a great victory for us, and it's going to be a fun night.
Your guys' boat was strong to the finish?
Boat was incredible. There are a couple times that you start hearing strange noises and other stuff, but it carried itself through, and the crew, this is their victory.
Super Cat Light inboard. You guys are the champions. First win, Dirty Duck. You guys run us through it.
We're real excited. It is our first win. It's kind of been a long time coming, but it's a new boat. We're getting the bugs worked out of it. I got to tell you, Alvin here, he's been on a diet. He's lost about 20 pounds. I feel like that's probably helped us a little bit, so to speak. But it's been a great day for us. We set a world's record, and then we won the race today, which is, what more can we say? Our crews worked very hard, extremely hard, for hours and hours, but it's paying off. So we're just happy. We're ecstatic. Had some good competition, so everything's fine.
First lap, you guys came across the score tower. You were in second. How did you get into first?
Well, motion laid down on the outside, and then we took the lead from there and pretty well never looked back.
And our Mercury moment is from Mercury Racing, where the racing never stops. It's right here in the Super Cats when Team Virgin was able to take over second place from Drambuie on Ice.
Todd and Trace, Team Virgin, your best finish of the year, second place. Great racing. First off, you guys tell us about it, you and Drambuie on Ice.
Well, it's definitely a tight race. I think we were pretty much matched in speed. It was just a matter of who's going to get in and out the corners good and get to the corner first, and that's the kind of racing it was.
Now, the first half of the race, you guys were in third. Suddenly, you came by, you were in second. How'd you get around them?
We just kept persistent attention to them, sitting right on their behind, and they slacked off a little bit somewhere there, lost a little bit of boat speed, and we gained a little bit of boat speed when we burned off some fuel. We have a lot of time in that boat. Those guys are first time out in the new boat. All of the boats are almost identical.
Have you guys made any changes, significant changes to the boat since your last race?
No, we haven't. The boat's been sitting. We just made a good selection on props for this race.
Trace, you're holding your arm. You told me you broke your shoulder, and you're still out there as throttle man.
Yeah, I got a broken and separated shoulder. It just got out of sling on Monday, so we had to nurse it through this race.
And nursing you did. Congratulations, you guys. Great race today. You had a lot of fans behind you.
Thank you. We're really happy to be here. Cleveland's turning in to be a great venue for us.
Well, I think we have to sum it up as a great day of racing. And Martin, that point standings in the Super Cats with Team Virgin, there's been a wrench thrown.
Well, you know, Team Virgin came in and they did fantastic for making a return. That boat ran the best we've ever seen it run, but they ended up finishing second towards the end of the season in a huge points battle, and they got between the first and second place boat. So that's going to play into the overall point standings big time.
I think it certainly is, and certainly Hugh Fuller and Johnny Tomlinson and Drambuie on Ice had a decent run, third place for a boat that they're bringing back onto the circuit. Next stop will be Corpus Christi, Texas. We'll look for you there. For Martin Sanborn, I'm Dick Crippen. So long from Cleveland. APBA Offshore is sponsored by Snap-on, the official tool provider of the 2002 APBA Offshore Pro Series.